back. Today is video day, so I'm gonna be knocking out a lot of shit here today. I have a message in my messages from Becky, who has been wonderful, and she said, "I'm more than positive than ever that my ex is a narcissist. He had me wondering if it was even me. Said I did things that I have no recollection of." um, and I am the batshit crazy one. Anyways, how can I get over him and move on when I'm working with him? We are on the same remodel for 2 weeks, and it's stressful as fuck for me. I can't believe I was sad because he looked sad. Feeling like quitting, but I'm the one who got him this job. Becky. Okay, so here's the deal. Hang on, I want to read that so I can answer every question. So here's the deal. Said I did things that I have no recollection of. Okay. So this is beyond typical, because they, like I say, they create their own little world. They create their own little reality that is completely disconnected from everything else. So they tell you things that happened or didn't happen, was said or weren't said, to make you think that you're wrong about what is happening right in front of you, and that you're not seeing what you're seeing, and that you're not hearing what you're hearing, and that you didn't say what you said, or the other way around, whatever. And the point of that is to be in control, and because they convince you that your own instincts are wrong, and that your own intuition is wrong, and that you're wrong about yourself, and you're wrong about everything else, and you're wrong about them. And that's their only way they know how to control something, is to manipulate. These people would be fantastic if they worked for the FBI, but instead they just want to ruin people regularly in daily life. But so yeah, he definitely is the narcissist, because he's trying to create a different reality from what you know to be yours. And that's one of the telltale signs. How can I get over him and move on when I'm working with him? Okay, so keep in mind that you are the one, because you're realizing what's happened, and because you're realizing what's wrong, and when you're realizing what has been done to you, you are now in the process of advancing spiritually, emotionally, mentally, psychically. You are in the process of leveling up, because you're seeing things now. Your mind is more clear. You're noticing shit. And that means that you are leveling up, and you're moving up, and you're advancing, and you're progressing, and you're transforming, because you're noticing shit. People who don't notice shit don't go anywhere. There's no growth. They're stagnant. They're static. So you are leaving that behind, and you're moving up. So you keep that in mind every time you have to deal with him. You're the one, you're on higher ground. People are going to tell you that's egotistical, whatever. I don't give a shit. If they want to say that, let them. But you are on higher ground right now, because you're realizing shit, and you're noticing things, and you're seeing the truth, and you're seeing it for you're seeing the situation for what it really is. I mean, you're advancing. That's it. Your eyes are opening. So you're the one who's going to come out on top, because you're finally seeing shit. So you don't have to worry about getting over him while you're dealing with him at work or whatever, because you're above him. You were above him anyway, because you were the goodness in you is what they were feeding off of, along with the hurt that was in you. But you are the better person, because you're not the narcissist in the situation. They are. So you're still doing better than he is, regardless. Do you see what I mean? That's not egotistical. That's not full of yourself. That's just the truth. We're on the same remodel for 2 weeks, and it's stressful. Okay, yeah. So just be true to your word. Be honest. Be sincere with people. Be yourself. Be who you really are. The kind, helpful, thoughtful person that you are. Be that. And be constant in your behavior and what you do, so that people know that you are sincere and genuine, and they know who they're really working with. When they see that he is a liar and an asshole, and he's selfish, and he can't keep his story straight about anything, because he lies all the time about everything, then they're going to see, okay, something's wrong with him. So don't worry about it. You just keep doing you, and keep your integrity, and you're going to be all right. And the people whose opinions matter will notice that, and you'll be fine. You know what I mean? You have to trust yourself, and you have to trust that what you're doing and who you are is enough to get you by. You have to start trusting yourself and trust your character and trust your image that you put out there to the world about who you are, that's going to get you through it, because it will. As long as you're sincere, it will. The narcissist is a fucking liar, and all that shit catches up to them eventually. They'll sit there and tell you that everything in their life works out for them, and that they always figure things out, and that they always come out on top, and that they're always going to win, and they're always about winning. You know, they're always about, okay, who's going to come out on top? Who's going to be the victor? Who's it going to be? You know, because damn it, it's not going to be you. You know, it's like, that's how they live. So they'll sit there and tell you and try to remind you that they're going to win no matter what, and they're going to come out on top, and they're going to be the victor, and they're always going to get what they want in life no matter what. They may get that through lying to people and bamboozling people, and they may achieve that for a while, but it can't last forever because it's fucking fake. And everybody who's involved who gets bamboozled is eventually going to figure it out, because word's going to get around. You see what I mean? So like I say, as long as you have your integrity and your sincerity and your character, you're going to be all right. And you have to trust that, because it's real. You're being real. You see what I mean? Real is always going to crush the rest of it. Trust that. I can't believe I was sad because he looked sad. Okay, this is one of the ways that they manipulate you. One of mine, when I finally started to snap and I was finally getting to the point where I was going to break up with him one way or another, and he wasn't going to twist my arm into staying, we were standing in the hallway of my home one night, and he did that shit where they drop their voice 3 octaves, and they try to sound very calm, cool, collected, and they try to sound sort of like they're sorry about it, but they don't say that they're sorry. They won't say that. They don't dare say that, because that's not part of their world. But they sort of sound like they're sorry, but the deep voice is what gets me. That irks me. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, why are you doing that? And they do and so they'll come up with they'll put on another mask, and it'll be, you know, they'll turn it around. Do you know what I'm saying? They're going to reverse that shit, because that's one of their cards that they like to pull. So all he did was try to look sad to make you feel bad. Because if you feel bad, you won't do what's good for you, which would be to get the fuck away. Or, you know, get him in trouble for doing something wrong that he's doing on the job. You know, he may think that if he gets your sympathy and then he does something wrong, or he lies, or he makes a mistake, or whatever, that, you know, you won't say anything to the boss about it. It could be anything, but that's probably in there somewhere. Because he's going to use his bond with you to his advantage no matter what. And in any situation where he thinks he can use it, he's going to use it. So he's preying on your sympathy by trying to look sad so that you'll let up. And we're not going to let that happen. Feeling like quitting, but I'm the one who got him this job. You know, I did something like that one time. Well, I didn't get somebody a job. He had a job, but I got him all his fucking friends. And he went to all of our friends, my fucking friends, and talked shit about me to all the friends that I got him. And because he didn't have a damn life. And so I know how that feels. Yeah, and I cut ties with those people anyway, because some of them I couldn't. There was a couple of them that I couldn't trust. And I got out of there, and I cut ties with those people for real. But him and the rest of the ones that I cut ties with, they were made for each other, because all they do is like live this facade. I don't know how, those people are like, they're amazing when you see all of them interact with each other. They're unbelievable. It's like seeing a bunch of actors who are trying to pretend that they're not acting, but they are. You know, it's like everything's set up. You know, everyone's pretending. It's just there's no camera. It's really fucking weird because you can smell the fakeness. You can smell it. And it's enough to make your stomach just do this, because I can't stand that shit. Don't be fake. Just don't. If you hate me, just say it. Just say it. Say it from the get-go. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you got malintentions, just fucking say it from the start. Like, don't pussyfoot around, you know? Just say it. So he has had bad intentions with you from the get-go, and he has been in control because you're nice, and he has pounced on that like a fucking puma and has taken advantage of it because you are a good person, and he's just, you know, living the life, and has you convinced, because he is good at weird psychological shit. He has you convinced, you know, or had you convinced, at least for a while, you know, that you were either stuck with him or couldn't get any better than him, and that's why it dragged on like it did. We, you know, most of us have been there. Most of us have been there. So that's why. And he is trying to bring all that, you know, back to the present, and try to, you know, like play that card again, and try to like use that again. But this time, it's only going to work for so long until you get tired of it. And once you get tired of it and you really, you know, block him out psychically for good, it won't phase you anymore. But you have to remember, and because you're a kind person, you were feeling bad when he looked like he was feeling bad. You're a nice person. He knows this. He's going to use that. Period. End of. And that's why that happened. And then afterwards you felt stupid for feeling bad for him because he looked sad. Yes. Check, and check. I know. And he knows that. And yeah, he's aware of that. So, but the fact that you are looking back on it, and I can't tell you the time. Well, this is every woman, but I can't tell you the times that I had to look back on something and think to myself, how fucking stupid am I? Because men in general make us feel like we're idiots for letting them do things. Because that's half the reason we hate ourselves, is because of the shit we let them do. And then the narcissist isn't far from that. You know, that they have average men and narcissistic men have a lot of overlapping behaviors. But I can't get into that. We'll be here all day. But they have a lot of overlapping motherfucking behaviors. There's a big gray area, big fat gray area, okay? But, so, I can't get off topic. We will be here all day. But, so with a narcissist especially, you know, they will make you feel even more so stupid than what the average man makes you feel. And, they will have you, crazy, feeling crazy, and thinking you're going crazy, because they did that to me. Because they twist your mind. They're very good at mental shit. They're very good at psychological shit. And I don't know where they get it, because they're screwed up. You know, narcissistic mentality, that's a diagnosis. Like, it is a psychological illness. They are messed up. They are ill, mentally ill. And the fact that they are able to use that mental illness, this is a great power that they have. They have an unbelievable power. It's scary. But the fact that they have a mental illness that's that severe, and they are able to use it to turn keys in you that, you know, don't usually get turned, and they unlock parts of you, and they, you know, to take advantage of, and they just living like a king, you know, the whole time, and you're just like hating yourself because you let it happen, and you don't know how you let it happen. How the fuck did that even happen? It's because they manipulated you, because they're fucking good at what they do, which is why I say they need to work for the government. Put that to use. Like, can't you go, you know, track down child predators or something with that kind of mentality? You obviously have skill. Why can't you just use that for the common good, instead of just like ruining some young girl that, you know, is going to hate herself for the rest of her life because of what you put her through? Stop. So I can't, because I'll be here all day. This would be a 3-hour video if I don't stay focused. So, but you get my meaning. Y'all know what I mean. So, But they, yeah, they are able to use their mental illness to take control, and it's the damnedest thing. Because after all the tests I've had to do, and the therapists I've been to, and the times I've been in the big house myself, um, I've never had anybody who could really tell me that there was something wrong with me mentally. Um, of course, I had severe depression and shit like that, but I mean, I didn't. There was nothing that, like, set me apart. Do you see what I mean? And I've never been able to take advantage of people the way a narcissist can, and they just have a mental illness. There's something wrong with them, but somehow they turn it into a strength. And it's just the damnedest thing. But short answer to your question is yes, a guy is a narcissist. You're right. Your instincts are right. Your instincts have been right the whole time. And to get over him, we'd have to do one-on-one. But because we got to really deep dive and see what happened. But if you have to deal with him, if you have to look at him every day, whatever it is, just remind yourself that you are getting up to a higher level. You are advancing. His ass isn't. He's not going to. He's dumb and he's stuck because he's fucking stupid. And he's going to be stagnant because he thinks he's perfect and there's no more growth to do. And there's nothing wrong with him and he's great. And so he's not going anywhere because he doesn't need to. There's no higher way to go. He's the best. So he's going to stay right where as he is. Because those people don't think there's anything wrong with him. So he's never going to get help. It's safe to assume he's always going to be that way. Let's just assume that. Just to give you the mental break. But like I say, when you're dealing with these people, you got to quit worrying about what they're doing and how they're feeling or what they're thinking or what their next move's going to be. You can't waste your energy on that because that's bullshit and it's fake anyway. You're the only thing that that for a fact is real. And the things you do with yourself and for yourself and to yourself are real, and that's real enough, and that's the only reality you need. And this other shit, just forget it. Him, forget it. And I don't mean to say like forget him altogether, because that's hard. We can't do that. But that's not what I mean. I just mean don't let him conquer your mind. You know what I mean? Remind yourself that you are advancing. You're just going up, 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 up. You're growing. He's not. He's not going to. He's just not going to. And you are seeing things, for the first time, or maybe again, but this time you're taking it more seriously, and you're taking yourself more seriously, and you're taking your growth and your spiritual development and your mental development more seriously, and your maturity is growing, and everything about you is changing and transforming because you're noticing so much. This is the same thing that happens when people finally start to notice shit about the government or, Hollywood or all those other things that are just like big lies, and then finally something happens and you fall down the rabbit hole and you start realizing all this shit and you start seeing all these things and you're like, oh, okay, yeah, now I'm noticing that. It's the same thing, except this is just, you're doing it with a narcissist as opposed to, Big Brother or, Cannibalistic Hollywood or whatever the fuck, pick one, anything. So just as an example, but that's how it feels. It's the same kind of thing. It's the same kind of awakening, but yours is more focused on, your life and yourself, and as it should be. So, you're definitely on the right path. You're doing the right thing. You're doing the right thing for yourself. You just keep going and just remind yourself that you are leveling up and his motherfucking ass isn't. He's just not. He's not. So he can't come with you to your next level. He cannot come with you. None of these fuckers can, because they're stupid and they're not paying attention, and all they care about is themselves and their little fake ass reality they've created for themselves. That's all they care about. You are on another level. You're on another spiritual plane. You're vibing higher, whatever you want to call it. You're doing better than they are because you're paying attention to things and you're taking notes and you're transforming around these things. And when it's all said and done, you're going to be, the winner, because narcissists is always worried about who's going to come out on top. Okay, well, things always work out for me. Okay, well, we'll see about that. we'll see. Because you're not going anywhere because you think you're already perfect. So, it's just something to keep in mind, because they're always going to remind you that, they're going to be the winner, which is strange because they don't grow. They allow for no room for growth. So, stagnation and static is actually not good. But you have to let them figure that out on their own. And don't feel guilty or bad or sympathetic towards these motherfuckers, because that's not gonna help either of you. They'll use it to feed off you, but they don't care that you care. Also, it's not gonna make a difference because, like I say, they already think they're perfect. So well, at least that's what they tell themselves and everyone else. And so that's not. It won't matter how you feel or what kind of sympathy or care that you display towards them. It doesn't matter. So don't even waste it. Don't even waste it. I don't mean to be heartless towards these people, like, they're just animals and they're just trash and they deserve to be, taken out to the woods and shot. It's not that, but I just mean the only person that can help them is themselves, and that's when they decide to go get some real and true serious therapy. That's not something a life coach can handle. I'm not gonna lie. I would, if a hardcore, real and true, diehard narcissist came to me and was like, "Hey, I think I have a real serious issue," blah 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 blah, and I'm like, "Whoa, yeah, goddamn," I can't help that person. That's too much. That they have a serious mental illness. I don't work with women that have a serious mental illness. That's not what I'm dealing with. I'm dealing with women who are recovering from being hurt, but it's not the same thing. It's not treating mental illness. Mental illness, for the people, especially for a narcissist, may or may not go away. That requires just working with it. The stuff that I'm doing for people is rebuilding women who, are recovering from the shitty life they had with the narcissist. But you can recover from that and become your new person, and I can do that. I can provide that. But the narcissist, they need a psychologist. So because they're so out in left field, because they have their own little reality that's so different from what's actually happening, and that's a different level. That's a different level. So, and they're not gonna, because they think they're perfect and that they can do no wrong, or at least that's how they carry themselves. But because of that, they're not gonna seek help because they don't think they need it. Oh no, I'm not going to do all that. There's something wrong with me. Okay. Because, the depression and the anxiety and the abuse and the rage and the misery and everything else you've left in your wake might prove otherwise, but, don't listen to me. So, anyway. But that was a good question. That's a good topic, and that was a very good question, and you made some good points in there. So, thank you for sending me that message, because that was good, and it's very common, and there's a lot of people going through that right now. So, I'm glad that you brought that up. And like I say, if you want to, if you're on Facebook and you want to join my Facebook group, How to Stop Attracting Narcissists for Women Only, you can do that. You can get in the group, invite your friends or whatever. Group members get discounts on things, and you get to pick topics for videos and such. And it's a private group, of course, so everything that's said in there is private. No one on the outside's going to see it. And you can share stories and things like that. There's no topic that's off limits or too taboo or whatever. I don't believe in that. You get in there and you say what you got to say. And I've got, almost 500 girls in there. So we've got a good group in there. And, so if you want to join, come on down, it's a good group. And, you get one-on-one with me, what have you. So, I'm really proud of everybody that's in there, because there have been some good stories that have been shared about victory and rebuilding and things like that, and I love to hear that kind of thing. I love that, because that's what I want to see. So that's a really good group. And that's it. I just wanted to answer her question and go over the details in that. That was a very good question, and like I say, join the group, ask me whatever you want, and let's get some topics for these videos. And I'll see you on Facebook. So thanks.